you gon' get that work. Red hair with some pigtails, better check the score of these meal sale. Now that's better, I'm so clever, my bar's chilly, better grab a sweater. You block my tweets, can't squash the beef, now you check my feed and your eyes swelling. How you love that? These straight.
Yeah, guys, good evening. I forgot to mute my phone. That was not a bit. I totally forgot to and just realized I needed to do that.
The bitty bits.
Yeah,
Right at
guys,
that-
The
good
big
evening.
old
forgot
titty-
to
I
mute
mean,
my phone.
Tiggle
That was
bitties.
not a bit.
Tiggle.
I totally forgot to- Tiggle
Yeah.
bitties.
Yeah. That's the name of episode 28, Tiggle Bitties. Oh, God. This just got NC-17 all over it.
Yeah, dude.
Twitch just banned us.
Demonetized.
Nudity. Oh, I was about to take a drink of the long bottle. Oh,
Well, today is April 6th. The year of our Lord and Savior Crota 2018. And
praise be to Crota.
this is episode 28. What did we name it? Was it We're Back?
I don't know. I don't remember having a title idea. I figured you guys would have something snazzy.
Well, no, me and Patrick talked about it. We came up with-
We're back.
We're back.
See,
We are back.
You know,
It's been a while.
you know what's really funny? And I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you. What's really funny is on my screen, the way that we're set up, it's me, Patrick, and Ryan. And with Patrick's beard coming in so nicely, it's weird because it's like hair, some hair, no hair.
Babyface.
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 I'm gonna slap that baby face with a cold ham.
You love it. You love it.
Yeah,
When it's all up in your ass, you love it.
yeah, baby. You're digging in there, checking my prostate with your tongue. I'm digging that shit right there. Just like you're digging my shit, you dirty fucking bastard.
That's like all the rage now, right? Eating ass. Eating
Yeah,
ass.
apparently.
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't know if they bleach their asshole. I'm all on it. I mean,
Right?
after they clean it afterwards of the bleaching.
Whatevs.
So gross. Welcome to Late Night Enforcers. It's been such a while that we've got some stuff to talk about. We're gonna just ramble pretty much. Of course, Ryan couldn't possibly do a fucking podcast without talking about Destiny. So close.
Just
So close.
We almost had it, but they had to do shit. So I figure we give it 5 minutes, if that's all it's worth.
Do
That's all it's
shit.
worth.
Get it. Do shit. There's something on my light. Hold on a second. Oh,
Giggity.
it's just a cobweb. Sorry. Probably should clean this house. So there we are. Warning for everybody that's watching, listening, or however you consume this with your ear holes. I am having a bad time with the allergies and will get struck with coughing fits at random occasions. So if you hear me drop off or heaven forbid it, I cough in your ear, I apologize in advance. But if I just stop talking and all of a sudden those two start talking, you'll know what happened. I'm dying, and nobody cares.
I mean, I legitimately hope he doesn't die, but at the same time,
think of those
it would
views.
make for great TV, snuff film.
Dude,
Snuff film.
we could surpass Cutie Fuckstick. I'm just saying.
We could.
Guy actually dies on camera.
For the one time that
No,
it would
wait,
be
no,
worth
that
it.
wasn't Pewdie. Well, no, I mean
No, that would have been Logan Paul.
um,
We found a dead body in Fiend's house, and it's him.
for the lulz.
For the lulz. Feels bad, man. Yeah, so we're going to talk about stuff. Destiny's going to get approximately 5 minutes, probably less, to be honest, because there's really not much to talk about. The game's limping on. Definitely want to talk about some Monster Hunter World. I keep saying Monster Hunter War in my head, and I don't know why. But yeah,
I mean, you're at war with monsters, so
that's true. I mean, I consider it Destiny on an island, but hey, whatever. This is going to be the fun part.
We'll get to that.
A little bit of Dragon Ball Fighters, still not much to talk about there, but I got the new DLC for that. And, you know, I've played a little bit of it, at least enough of it to get a good feel for both Broly and Bardock. You have what? A Way Out? That's what you've been
Well,
playing?
yeah, that's what I'll be talking about. I didn't buy it, but Raw invited me in, and that's the first game ever where only one person has to on a console through the internet where one person buys it and two people can play it.
Magic.
Yes, it is such beautiful magic. I mean, handheld gaming consoles have done that numerous times. Granted, they kept it very limited and it was in just the multiplayer stuff, but they've done that before. But I have now played through that entire game with Raw. Need to do it at least. Hang on a second. Apparently, I didn't mute something. Hold on.
Is it the porn? Is it the porn? You
No.
let Pornhub up. You let Pornhub up.
No.
No, of
It-
course not. I swear. No.
It was-
no.
None of
It was
all.
one
So
of
while Fiend is figuring out what he's got to mute, all the different kinds of Asian porn, I'm gonna take.
Don't ding, chucky chucky suck suck, on my face.
Sorry.
I almost fucking dropped this, you son of a bitch. Before I drop that shot, though, I want to show off what it is I am drinking. This is still from last year, I guess, when I got that mouth.com stuff. I don't know if the code still works, but give late night 10, I believe, for 10% off. I don't know. Plug. I don't know if it works. I have no idea. I haven't tried.
Why would we try?
Right. It's been a while. I mean, it was great. It's a great gift. I was really stoked that I got it, but the whiskey that I have remaining, that's really bright. High West Whiskey Campfire. It is so smoky. It's literally like sticking your face inside of a campfire and trying to drink it with a straw.
Okay, so this
Awesome.
this is the whiskey that you've been drinking on for a while now.
Yeah, I put it away for a while because it was one of those I'm not gonna like blow through it night of streaming. It's gonna take some time. I've recently brought it out here for nights when I'm streaming, Evil Within 2, and I'm gonna go into a rage and somebody, like throws some biddies at me or somebody to take a shot because it's worth it.
Cam whore.
I mean, whatevs, bro.
Whatever gets you off,
Hey, if it gets you there, it gets you there. No judgments.
That's true. I, on the other hand, am hopped up on allergy medication, so I'm having a delicious monster. This is the absolutely zero energy drink. This is the one that I found after digging in on that sun orange one that Ryan drinks so much. This is not really the blue can. It does have a light blue haze around the Monster Strike. It's very delicious. I enjoy it. And it fits in with our video game conversation because there's Anubis from Assassin's Creed Stargate. Did you ever use those codes that I sent to you from all these 4-packs?
My mic has been muted like for the last 10 minutes.
Ah. What's this?
Thanks, Lil Hoots, for letting me know that in the chat. My bad. I don't know how long that's been. I apologize. It's funny because I wasn't muted on the mic, but it was muted on my shit. So now I'm like, God damn it. Yeah. So, but hey, you know what? It's also on Late Night Enforcer, so that's fine.
But yeah.
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 It wasn't my fault
cool.
for once.
So
Yeah.
no, I still have some of those codes. They're saved, I believe. Yeah, I saved the pictures, so I just have to go in and use them.
Okay.
I need to go back in and finish expansion stuff for Assassin's Creed because that stuff was actually fun. Stream ruined. It's ruined. We gotta start. No, I'm kidding. These guys are not impressed. These guys are not impressed.
No.
They're a tough
No.
crowd. They're a tough
Yes.
crowd. They are. So
We're just used to it.
yeah.
So,
Real quick, let's go ahead and get Destiny out of the way. Okay.
yes.
Let's make this easy so it's done and we can move on.
Yes.
So let's see. The March update, they called it the Go Faster update. added some extra boosts and perks to Nightfall rewards, stuff like that. The main thing was to try to draw the PvP crowd back because they abandoned the game because the PvP is not worth it for competitive players. People who do trials every weekend or want to do like people who do competitive COD or other competitive shooters don't enjoy Destiny anymore because it's you can't solo people at all in that competitive arena. I've tried trials with people that I hardly even play with, and if you don't have a groove, you're not going to get anywhere. So what they did is they upgraded movement speed and they upgraded recharge abilities for supers, etc. And I played 10 minutes before we got everything set up tonight.
Sure.
I ran a public event, and I mean, cool. I can move a little faster. The reloads are working a little faster. Please continue. Now I can eavesdrop. I love it. Reload's working faster. Recharge is working faster. My super was running at about 50% increase in speed is what I noticed. My grenades still felt kind of normal, I guess. So not a whole lot of change that I noticed there, but maybe if I did a Nightfall or some PvP, it would be a little bit different. I'm not going to waste the time to go in and do that right now because the game doesn't have enough draw for me. And I'm the one in this fucking crew who like preaches about that game, that I've always loved it. And it's still fun I would still jump in and play with friends who, if they wanted to play, but I mean, I don't have a draw. Right now, the draw for me is Monster Hunter World with other friends playing that. So the May update is supposed to be potential new subclass, a bunch of different versions of the raid getting released, like a locked loadout version where it's, for instance, precision kills, and you have to go in with a hand cannon, scout rifle, and a sniper, and then basically every gun, every precision kill gives you 1 up to the magazine. So every gun turns into Vision of Confluence from the original game, which I think is cool. They're almost hitting the reset button, though, to get it back to where it should be. So I'm hoping that works for them. Luckily, it's free. It's not requiring some sort of paid DLC for it, right? It's just Season 3 begins. Here's the May update, but it's prepping for the next DLC that I think will come a little bit after that.
I'm sorry, go on.
So that's it. That's about it. So it's nothing that I'm majorly stoked about, but I'll probably jump in after the May update, see how that goes. Maybe play it for a little while on stream one night, and that'll be it.
Little Hoots.
Yeah.
What is it? Maple Story is free. How many free DLCs? All of them.
All of the free DLCs. All of the free DLCs. I wonder if like Sin Hooter changed his name or if that's someone different. I have no idea.
It's Sin Hooter's little kiddo.
It might be. This is highly possible. Sin Hooters actually asked me today. He was like, "Stop posting a stream." And I was sitting at my desk at work. I was like, "I'm at work. I can't." You want me to figure out how to stream to Twitch? Me working on Excel spreadsheets? That's like confidential information.
Yeah. It's your boy Sleek. I'm slamming back monsters and making Excel spreadsheets for the corporations. Let's do this shit. Give me them biddies.
Right?
And I'll show you these corporate titties.
So that's Destiny. Hey, do you want to talk about A Way Out real quick? So we can...
Real quick? No, I'd like to actually spend a little bit of time on The Way Out.
Please feel free to spend as much time as you so desire, sir. I legitimately, I think, only watched a little bit of it because I ended up falling asleep because I was tired, not because the stream was boring. I thought the game looked kind of cool.
Hey, it's for those millennials.
And at some point, hopefully, it'll be in the EA act for reals, and then you and I can jam through it, Ryan. With that being said, I am not going to spoil the ending of the game. Too much Excel. I'm not going to talk about that whole last chapter. That's not something that I'm going to bring up. But basically, if you haven't heard about it, A Way Out is a game by EA. I think it was directed by the guy that directed Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, which was a game that's I played it originally on the Xbox 360, where you had to control two brothers, and one analog stick was one of the guys, the other was the other, and then the triggers were just the one action that each of them could do. So basically, they branched this out to the point where you're playing two guys that are in prison, and they're trying to get out, and one player plays one character and another player plays the other character, but you always see it in a split screen fashion. And there are plenty of times where the story needs you to focus on this one guy. So he'll, everything will push the other guy out of the way, and it'll be like, look, fucking talk to this motherfucker right here. This is who you're going to be talking to. But really, I mean, it boils down to a story of revenge. These two guys actually find themselves needing to pull revenge on the same fucking guy. So they decide that, let's team up. Let's get out of here and we'll go kick their ass. Now, getting out of jail is actually probably just the first, I want to say 15 to 20% of the game is just getting out of the prison itself. And this takes place in the past. I want to say it was like the late 70s, early 80s kind of time range. I don't think it ever said specifically, but I didn't look into it that deeply. But it was very, very interesting. There were plenty of times where me and Raw would stop and try to do like things where you got to play baseball or things like that. Raw's an achievement hunter, so we were constantly trying to find them. And here I was thinking the entire time that we're not getting them because I didn't see the achievements popping. But since I was the guest to the game, I didn't get the achievement. So I would have to play through the game for realsies, like as the person that invites someone else into the game. I would have to play it like that so that I could get the achievement. Or probably, the second player would have to be in the living room playing as the other person on another controller, which is another thing that you could do as well. But I said I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it is one of these things where I will state that once you know the ending, it's kind of one of those things where you want to go see people that are playing it so that you could see them do the ending, it was interesting. It was very interesting. I really, really enjoyed it. I kind of saw it coming a mile away, but it was one of those things where once it happened, it's like, okay, this fucking game's going to change completely now. So it was very interesting. I highly recommend it. If you get a chance to play it with anybody, give it a shot because it's a lot of fun. I know it's out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I don't know if it's out on PC though.
What's up, Ash? Got you, Bang. Thanks for popping in. Happy birthday month. Everybody says hi. She's drunk. Apparently, she's doing
birthday month.
Yeah, her birthday's on April 19th, I think. Is what she's got on her page. So she decided she's doing buzz balls tonight. So
yeah. Whoa. Those little like wine things that are like 15% alcohol?
I don't really know. I wasn't able to pop into her stuff before we got started. But she's already like wigging out in my chat that she's drunk.
Well, yeah. I mean, like two of those and I'm not calling her a lot.
Somebody dropped the $200 dono on her after she got started. So I know that she probably she likes Crown now. I saw a picture of Crown in her Discord. So happy birthday. I know it's going to be a fun month for you. Thanks for hanging out. Please feel free to continue hanging out with us while you are doing your own thing. I like watching you play. I like watching you guys get in prison fight. That was fun.
That really early part?
Yeah, it was really early, and then I'll pop back in later. The second time you guys were streaming, you were out. I was like, okay, so like, did you win because you found the way out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like that TV show Prison Break that went on for 5 seasons, and I think only 1 season took place in prison. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it was a really good game. The weird thing though is during that fight sequence, like the QuickTime events would pop up for my character on the screen, right? And I was just thinking, okay, so these are only popping up on my screen because it's my character that's being played. No, we'd switch over to Ra's character being the main focus, and they would be popping up on the screen for him, but it would be on my screen. So I'm hitting X when I'm supposed to be, because you're so well ingrained into doing that shit, playing games as long as I have. What the fuck was that shit? And so it's like I kept doing it too, but there is a lot of I think, Patrick, I think you were there when we were doing the arm wrestling section.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, because I think you clipped it, because it was quite literally just sit there and tap X until one person gets it all the way over.
Yeah,
And
me and Obsidian were watching, and we both clipped a section because I was listening to you trying to get a good voice clip. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait and see who wins and go for that. And then Obsidian and I both clipped the same thing.
So apparently Little Hoots is advising me that no, there were a bunch of seasons in prison.
Yeah, it was more than one season. I don't think they got out until after the third one, something like that. It's been a long time since I watched that show, but I know I watched the first couple seasons, and it took longer than one full season to get out.
And let me backpedal real quick. Little Hoots, I'm so sorry I missed your question about is she fine? Yeah.
Ash got you back?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
You can find her on Twitch and give her a follow. Plug. She's a homie. She's a supporter of the Late Night Enforcers. So you can always find her later. Definitely find her later.
All right, and just to really boil down to the answer to that question, yes, she probably is. I mean, 98.6 degrees is the temperature that most human beings are, and that would be technically considered hot if you were to just jam your hand into it. So,
yeah.
Oh, wait, you asked if she was fine. Sorry. That joke fucking tanked real fucking quick. I'm trying to sound like a smart motherfucker.
And you fucking fucked it up. 98.
It's not new, though, is it?
No. Yeah, so let's see. I definitely want to play through that with you whenever it hits the vault. Just because I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun too, especially with me knowing how the end plays out.
Yeah.
I could, I'd basically be feeding into it the entire time.
That's fine. I'm sure it'll make for. I think it'll make for great TV because you'll probably do a bunch of stupid shit just to make me rage. This is likely possible.
Yeah.
It's just like if Evil Within 2 was a 2-player like co-op game, it would not go well.
Speaking of which, did you ever buy that Resident Evil 2 thing? Look at my little dancing worm. That sounds very sexual. I did not mean it that way.
Resident Evil like 0 or whatever, the one with the chapters?
No. Yes, the one with the chapters, but it was like Resident Evil Revelations 2, where it was like episodic and it was 2-player.
I think so. I'd have to look at my games on my Xbox, which I can't do right now because I'm using that screen. So.
Right. No, that's totally fine. I mean, I remember you had said something about it, and I was like, no, let's not play it because I bought it to play with somebody else. Well, I mean, that's no longer an issue, so.
True. We should do that.
Yeah, we should do that.
Maybe after I finish Evil Within 2 and you quit being a bitch and finish Resident Evil,
There's no fucking way I'm finishing that, but I will give it another go until I get to a point where I can't go any further. The downside, though, is I'm going to be losing Facecam. It's not going to be an option.
Really?
Yeah, because the new Xbox that I had to order.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Doesn't have a Kinect thing. Now, there's something else I could buy to make it so that the Kinect can connect to it. But I'm probably not gonna.
You don't have to, because you're all fancy now with the laptop and the streaming software, Mr. Affiliate.
Oh, that's right. Feel free to give me a.
We are real proud of Fiend, ladies and gentlemen. I know we probably should have podcasted after this went live, but we put it all over the social media that we have. He's been doing this for a long time. He got me into this, and I'm real proud of the fact that now he's finally affiliated. So definitely drop by his channel and drop him a sub. We'll be putting on YouTube links in the description. And I know the links are going to be auto-populating in both of our chats. So make sure you're checking that out. But if you and I stream that one for the Resident Evil one together, we can do what we're doing right now to get face cams, and I can actually get both of ours at minimum on my stream. And we can figure out how to do the same thing for yours. We'll set your stuff up when I come
Yeah, no, I mean, if all else fails, like, reach out to Patrick and be like, hey, buddy, do me a favor and just pump his stream directly over to my stream too.
Yeah. Okay, so what's next? First, how are you feeling, Patrick? You've had a rough week.
Yeah.
Just a minor rough week. That's all.
Yeah.
I guess let's see here. My mix for tonight, since one's on Monster, the other one is having a drink there. My combination would be codeine, Flexerol, and Advil.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's a nice
I am
combination.
slightly jealous, sir. Maybe I should get my hydrocodone out of my backpack from my mouth surgery and join you.
Yeah. So,
I feel
but
left out.
well, I was involved in a car accident, as you two know, but the rest obviously do not. It was a pretty serious.
Yeah, let's see if we can
incident.
pop that video up for people. That thing was nuts,
pop
man.
that
While
over.
you're
Yeah,
looking
so
for
there-
that. Yeah,
there
let's
we
see
go.
if we can pop.
So, it was a pretty normal morning, just raining, but all of a sudden, from my point of view, an airbag just goes off, and I was trying to figure out, what the hell happened to me. It turns out that I'm assuming the guy fell asleep. That's about as much as I can come to the conclusion right now. Older gentleman. Unfortunately, he did not turn out as well as I did, even though I got pretty injured. I was still able to pretty much walk around.
Is he okay?
So the video is, oh, he's still alive. So
Okay.
he's gonna make it.
Okay.
I don't want to feel like I killed someone. So
Well,
But-
you didn't do anything. First
Yeah,
of all.
No.
that would not have been your fault if he had died.
Right. But there's still that whole guilt thing. So
Well, yeah, I could see how that would still carry on your conscience. But as we're looking, well, I'm looking at a delay here, but
yeah.
we're going over the part of the video where you clearly show the lines in the road. So it's on this guy, and didn't you say something along the lines of this was the guy's second accident for the week or something?
Yeah, it's his second accident. I assume some car keys are going to be taken up soon. So
Can I get a link for that, BT Dubs?
taken up soon. So
Can I get a link for that, BT Dubs?
yeah, for the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get it.
Just because you showing it on yours isn't popping for mine, so I want to make sure that those hanging out in my chat can at least view it.
Hey,
Uh,
Apex, what's going on, dude?
I can definitely do that. So, for the most part, I kind of went against my doctor's orders to pretty much stick around this week and not go to work. But unfortunately, our work is in the middle of an acquisition. So, fun times. Have to be there for all these corporate bigwigs, meetings, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been coming home and going directly to the medication. It's been fun. But I should come out of this in the end. All right. So
Yeah.
no gaming.
Well, you
the
better
past
come out with
couple
a
of
higher
years.
fucking paycheck if you're going to work after all that shit's going down.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so. But it won't be at least for a year. They've already indicated the fact that everything is set in stone until the beginning of next year. So, but other than that, that's been my week. So,
Yeah.
hopefully no one tops that ever. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say that I'm definitely glad. Okay, first of all, not just for the fact that you're our major tech guy, but for the fact that you're a friend. As soon as I saw that video, I was like, oh, because I saw the picture of the car before I saw the video, right? I wasn't able to watch the video while I was at work or like right away anyway. Apex popped into y'all's. But I mean, I'm glad you're around still, you know. That could have gone way worse considering it was raining, how fast it hit. It could have been faster. So
Yeah,
I'm definitely glad.
2 seconds later, and it would have been full on head on instead of a glancing head on.
Yeah. So that could have gone a lot worse. So
Well, about those small overlaps, they're actually pretty dangerous. Is because basically they basically ignore the entire front bumper and everything, and all the impact goes directly into the cabin of the car. So a few years ago, like 2016, 2014, prior to that, people would like have their feet messed up, their legs messed up, everything, and some major serious damage. So, yeah. Head on.
Oh, this is the dude that got hit. Yes, Apex. This is the dude that got hit. This is the dude.
This is the guy. This here's
guy.
the guy that got hit with the car.
This guy over here. Wait, I want to see if I'm pointing in the right direction. Probably not.
It's kind of down here.
I don't know. It's all backwards and shit.
What is backwards? God damn it!
Right?
Guy with two thumbs.
Well, you're on the bottom on mine, Fiend. Are you drunk? I'm drunk. I'm working on an Ash. I'm on shot 2. I'm gonna catch up to you. I'm sure you're probably a full bottle in at this point. How's that liver? I know that
going through the ringer.
So her liver, I know, has got a really good workout since like November, December. Number 2, LOL, is shut up, woman. Sheesh. So judgmental. But she's had plenty of drinking streams lately, at least over the past like 3 months or so. And usually she's on 8. You're only on 8. I figured you're on like 15 the way you're typing. You must just be pleasantly buzzed.
She's typing with her nose.
I don't know. It kind of looks
What
like
was I was going to say? I was going to come. I had some fucking joke in here that I was going to. Something about the fact that, we've got Apex Fitness in here. The guy that does all the body lifting and the sculpting of the stone cutting chisels, and then we've got somebody in here that's running the good old Irish workout on the liver. You know what I'm talking about? Just giving it all the old gun ho and a ragtag tally molly, and all of a sudden, there you go. You got it right. You got your fucking Irish liver going on now. That's what you got.
She's fucking working on it. Although I don't think she can keep up with it too much because she ends up getting tired. That's what it is. She gets tired. She falls asleep and then she makes her boyfriend come in and sit there and fucking drink the rest of it. I lost it. I don't care. Fucking, she'll sit there with her boyfriend and be like, here, you drink the rest. She's done that to me, right? So, like, I'm notorious in her streams for having, because she's been a big supporter of mine. I've made sure to, kind of reciprocate and support her there, throwing some money her way. I usually do it when she does drinking streams because it's hilarious. So that being said, she's done it to me where I'll be like, here's X amount of money, and she'll not be able to do it. And she'll just hand the bottle to her boyfriend. And her boyfriend just chugs it. Because Noob is a champ.
Noob Cybot?
No. Funny. Noob Hunter.
Oh. So, Apex.
I don't
surgery?
get tired.
What? He had surgery? What the hell?
Yeah, he had surgery on his. He had some surgery on his ears. So I'm surprised he's actually playing video games because he's had like pads on his ears and stuff, and he's had to put a headset on over that. I'm surprised.
Is it?
So,
Did he talk too much to hurt his ears, and he had to get that fixed?
I don't remember. She can't. She's all hyper now. She's like tearing me apart in my chat. Yeah. So, glad Hater's alive.
Yes.
That's one, right? We'll circle back. B,
Thank you, sir.
Monster Hunter World.
Yes, not in war.
I want to make sure that I say the full name and I say it correctly.
Shadow
Monster
of
Hunter
War.
World.
Monster Hunter World.
Right? So one, shout out to Apex Physique on Twitch and Apex Fitness on Facebook and Instagram for purchasing the video game for me. He's a homie. He's a good friend. And I have 100% felt like what Fiend has felt like when I have bought him video games to play with me. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Now, and that was, I'll admit, that was probably the first night that I played that I really dove into the game. And I think I probably didn't give it its fair shake my first night. I'm sure he's probably saying some stupid shit in the chat right now.
Yeah, he is. He says, because Ryan is a flake. A flake!
I'm not a flake. I'm not a flake. I just, have a life.
He's a special little snowflake, Apex. Special.
So, she said, bye. I don't get tired. And then I don't know if she actually left or not. We'll see. So
she'll probably pass out.
She might have passed out. She tends to do that type of thing. Yeah. So, Monster Hunter, it was fun. The first night I played it, I wasn't really into it that first night just because I think it was the weapon set, right? So I looked at a couple of the previews of the different weapons. I checked out the katana and I realized that every weapon is oversized in that game, which I guess makes sense because the monsters are fucking massive.
Yeah.
But when I was like, oh, there's a katana. Okay, I can mess around with that and do some fun jumpy thingies. No. I might probably move to a lance eventually just to try that out and see what that feels like. But initially, I chose a sword shield combo that when you hit, I think, right trigger, they will combine, right, into a giant axe and then release elemental damage. I was like, that's fucking cool, but it's slow as shit. It's slow as fuck. And you've played games with me in like a PvE arena before. I like being nimbly, right, hopping around on nimbly. That's why I'm a hunter in Destiny. I like jumping around. I don't like to be in Warlocks. Titans move okay, but the Warlock jump and the Titan jumps are annoying. Hunter jumps, I think, are faster. That's why I like them. I'm usually that way in other games as well, where I pick a character or some sort of like assassin ranged character or like duelist type character in RPGs. So if he's talking shit, let me know because I'm not looking at chat right now. He has a life. He passes out. Yes, I fall asleep. It's because I'm working out and you're not because you're a bitch.
Shots fired!
Shots fired! I don't have a gun available. Damn it.
Thank God.
My AR barrel. My AR.
Your penis out. Jesus.
I mean, if that's what you want.
Wait, okay, real quick. I'm sorry. Side note, real fast. I recently saw a picture that you posted of some of your shit. Do you have a bump stock?
No.
Okay.
But I mean,
for some reason, I thought I saw one.
They're cool, but I would rather just have a full auto.
Well, yeah.
But hey, if you like bump stocks, you like bump stocks.
Well, I recently saw a video of one. My intelligence when it comes to firearms.
Yeah, no, like so. Rabbit hole. Bump stocks are fun. I mean, they simulate fully automatic fire fairly well. I don't know. I feel like personally, I would rather just have a fully automatic firearm because I've shot that before, right?
Yeah.
I've shot machine guns. I've shot light, heavy machine guns before. That's light and heavy, not light heavy. And they're tons of fun. Stupid fun. The most fun I had was in Egypt when my gunny, I had 2,000 rounds belted together, and we had to burn off all the ammo, and they told us to just burn the entire back end of the range. So me and one of the other gunners, my buddy Pimentel, which it's funny I bring him up. in regard because Apex wasn't there. I'll talk to you guys about Pimentel later. He's a really famous cop in New York on Instagram. But he is now anyway. But we lit the fuck up out of the back end of the range. I'm talking, I could almost see through the barrel. It got so hot. Because all I did is we told the drivers to drive up to the firing line while we were shooting. And then we told them to basically drift the Humvees, which is difficult to do, but they at least came into like a power slide into a stop. And when we did it, we were shooting. And as they did it, we popped the latch on the turret. So when they turned, we didn't. We just stayed facing the same direction, holding our fire. And as they stopped, we locked the turret, which kind of jolted us a bit. So there were probably a few rounds that went over the berm and somewhere into Egypt. Who knows? Hopefully nobody got shot. That would have been bad. But it was...
It's your fault the Sphinx doesn't have a nose, Ryan.
It might be.
Showboating, fucking hot gunning, marini-eating.
It might be our fault. I'm not going to sit here and say it is.
Well, I mean, technically it was Napoleon, wasn't it?
Right. But that was he ain't the carry, so what?
You don't get to carry people through the game, so you're pissed.
Yeah, no. So to get back to what we were originally talking about, first game in a long time that I've been carried in. Traditionally, I'm backpacking Fiend through everything. Hey, you know what? That's just because you jump in after it started. And again, like I said, it feels like I'm you at this point, which is why I apologized, first of all. Because I legitimately, the first night, had a really bad attitude about it. Now, I switched to dual bone blades, and those are definitely more my weapon style. Quick strikes, the demon mode that you get with that is tons of fun. Apex actually picked up the dragon version of those same blades, I think, yesterday. And so I'll definitely probably play with different weapon sets, but that'll be at least my base weapon.
I would suggest for you, maybe check out the the auto rifle or the auto bow or the bow gun, whatever the fuck they call it. There's two. There's one that is like a sniper rifle and is like pop, reload. And then there's one that has like 5 rounds and then you have to reload. The one that I play with is actually the... Okay, you're saying the heavy bow, the light bow. I play with the actual like bow and arrow. Like that's what I play with, and I've actually taken the time to watch a couple of videos to figure out how to actually like just pop it really quick and get as much DPS as quick as possible. It's not what you would...
a timer on it, like Gears of War, like a reload timer?
Not well. Okay, for the bow and arrow, no. It's more one of those things where it lets go, and as soon as you pull the trigger again, you've got it. But your stamina will go down based on how long you're holding it, because it's a giant 10-foot bow. But it is one of these things where as you're holding it, you'll see like these rings come around the center, and it will indicate that you've gotten through. Basically, it's the same charge up that you do with your double trigger or whatever the hell they called it.
Demon mode.
Yeah, demon mode.
I like double trigger a lot more though.
Get in with us so we can have a team of 4. We're in the middle of a podcast, Apex. Jesus
Maybe when
Christ.
we're done, Apex.
Possibly, I don't know. I've been able to mute myself through coughing so far, but it's been a while since I played it, so I'm probably behind. Well, I mean, Ryan's probably still further behind than me.
Definitely am further behind. Hey, real quick, can we take 5?
Sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and do. I'm probably gonna need 6.
All right, that's fine. We'll take 5 and 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. We'll take a little break and we'll come right back.
All right.
Said, thanks for the support and all that. But she's apparently on shot like 14
Jesus.
of Crown.
Should we call an ambulance now?
Nah, she'll be okay. She's a medical person. She's doing medical stuff.
Oh,
for
so
school.
she gets a discount if she goes.
Yeah. Isn't that how it works?
Hey,
But
I can tell you.
I don't think they're going to go much longer because they're East Coast. So they will all likely pop in afterwards. At minimum in mine, if not the late night, one of the two. She knows both exist because I've been in both. So whatever. But so let's finish talking about Modern Hunter. I don't finish, but I definitely want to talk more about it. And I started thinking when we were on break, again, now that I've got the weapon set that I have, and I just try to focus on the game a little bit more and not what do I need to do to get into the next fight. Just actually let myself get immersed in the game. There's a couple of things that I noticed in a couple of battles going back to Astera. And this is where probably Apex, if you're still in the late end of Force chat, this is where you're going to get mad. And I'm interested to see how Fiend takes this. As I mentioned before when we started, it is very similar to Destiny in a couple of aspects. And I don't necessarily think it's Monster Hunter that is truly similar to Destiny. More like Destiny took aspects of Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter's been around for a while, right? Like PlayStation 2, you told me?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where it's got its start.
This is my first foray into the series, admittedly, for anybody else watching. So here's what I see as similarities. One, Astera's the tower. You can't sit here and tell me that it's not.
Oh, it is.
It is. It's a social space. It's the place you go back to after every mission. They have at the tower. They have an armorer, right, where you're crafting your weapons and your armor. Admittedly, you can do more there than you could at Banshee in the tower in Destiny, right? You do way because you're literally crafting all of your armor and all weapons and your upgrades with the materials that you farm. So while that mechanic is not abnormal across games like this, including Destiny, there's just one aspect. They have
Hang on. I just want you to know that Apex is stating that he wants to punch you.
you know what? We can do that, and he'll probably lose the fight.
I mean, you're gonna have to jump.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sneak up on him, but
No, I'm not talking about jump him. I'm talking about just straight up jumping.
No, he's not that much taller than me. He's not that much taller than me. He's like 2 inches taller than me, 3 inches maybe. He's like 5'9".
2 inches can equal out to a lot. Trust me, I've been with women and they know.
So a phone book.
That's in length, not in height. Length.
If I'm laying down, it's in height.
Well, I mean, yeah, penetration's a little different than. I mean, I guess maybe it's not. I mean, whatever. We could talk. Oh God damn it!
You have lost your mind, Ryan. Ryan presses 255 and thinks he is boss.
You press 255, officer candidate school.
Fuck out of here with that weak ass shit.
He's gonna get real angry because he hasn't really bench pressed anything heavy in a long time, and he's lost a lot of size from having to run so much. He's still bigger than me. Still bigger than me. Not gonna sit here and say he's not. The dude's still fucking jacked. My body fat percentage is way fucking, but he can sit here and talk all the shit he wants. I don't care. Here's the deal. So not only do you have Astera, that here's the aspects about Astera / tower. You got bounties, the quest board, which I will say the quest board is different than, like, physically different than just getting quests that now auto-populate for you in Destiny, but they seem to auto-populate for me in this game as well. And that might just be because I'm working through the. I don't know what it might look like in an end game type scenario. I admit I'm very early. I've only done like the first 2, maybe 3 story quests. So, these are just my initial impressions. Let's see. The expeditions. I've done at least one expedition. Okay. And that's you're doing patrols, right? You're not necessarily running out into the world to find something to do. You have an objective when you do the expedition, which is just run the world, track whatever monsters you're tracking based on the bounties that you're doing. I might not fully understand what the expeditions are because I've only done one. And I didn't really pay too much attention to that because I wasn't enjoying it due to the weapon set that I had at the time. I definitely need to do some more, and I plan to do some after this, if I can. So
He's gonna find his pig and roast it.
yeah, I'm definitely. Oh, fucking Apex's pig! I swear to God.
Hold up, didn't Apex name his pig Sleek Stealthy? Yes, that's right. I forgot about. Kept it in the cutest little outfit he could find. It's adorable. Mine looks like Wednesday Adam. Is it Wednesday? No, Pugsley. Because I changed the colors. I think mine's still named Poogie. But so now we have to sit here while Ryan puts his gun together because he wants nothing more than to whip his cock out right here on the live streams for the Late Night Enforcers. So at this point, I'm going to take it upon myself to say he's not completely wrong, but there is also aspects that are different in Monster Hunter from Destiny, such as with some of the monsters you can actually capture them and you'll get better rewards out of that scenario.
No, that's true. He actually continued to tell me that entire first night playing together, that, hey, if you capture it, you get better rewards. And then the second time we played, I was like, let's capture it. And Dre was like, bro, just fucking kill it. I was like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Choose.
You could capture all of them. I had to find out the hard way exactly what needs to be done to capture them because here I am running around with the big bow and arrow, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll get a bunch of sleep arrows or sleep coating for the arrows and put them to sleep, and then I could capture them." But you have to actually lay a trap and then put
shit! Smooth Mind is now following. Thanks, bro, for the follow. Sorry, my alerts are going off on mine, so. It's kind of an automatic thing.
Smooth Mike.
Smooth Mind. I like Smooth. He's a Bang Gang guy from Ash Got You Bang stream. So big ups to Ash Got You Bang for sending him our way. Thanks for the follow, Smooth. That means a lot. So again, I know that you've agreed on a couple of things where they're similar. But to me, here's where, and to be honest, I didn't 100% make the connection until I was in the middle of a monster fight, where I had to attack the legs of the monster because that was the weak point.
And you could break them and slow the monster down.
What does that remind you of?
I don't know, Civil War?
No, the walkers in Destiny.
Oh, yeah, where you have to shoot the legs. But
it's literally the same thing.
The shit in Destiny works backwards when it comes to the legs. When they're armored, they're weak, and then as soon as the armor pops off, they're not as weak anymore. That shit doesn't make
one area isn't weak, but the additional areas are. Those are just the areas in which you take the armor off, they become more vulnerable in a more vulnerable state, right? So while I won't say that Destiny isn't backwards necessarily in that area, you're right. However, when you say, go fight this monster, BT dubs, hit the legs, they're the weak area. Gee, where have I seen that mechanic before? Space Aliens!
Space Aliens.
So, here's the thing. I'm not trying to sit here and say that Monster Hunter World ripped off Destiny. If anything, I think Destiny / Bungie ripped off multiple game facets to create what they wanted to create. Okay? I think that Monster Hunter World probably did it a little bit better. And they just probably expanded on what they've already done throughout their entire genre of game and throughout their entire history. I don't know what they've done before. I've never played what they've done before. Though, that being said, I've enjoyed the game thus far. I think the graphics are phenomenal. I like, and Apex actually sent me a really good article and I do find it interesting, BT Dubs, that Forbes is providing game articles, like game reviews, tips, stuff like that. I'm like, this is not really the publication I would go to for game ideas, right?
Mm.
Am I wrong here?
No, you're right, but it's kind of one of those things where nowadays there's not stuff to be covered by the press anymore. So a lot of press is starting to cover video games because of how mainstream it's becoming, anyways. Now,
Very true. Oh wait, hold on. Smooth said something in my chat, so I gotta be an old man for a second. I'll have to watch your stream sometime. Catch you later. Oh, dude, like for real, thanks for dropping by and dropping that follow again. That's awesome. So I was reading the article, and a couple of items that they brought up were true. Don't get married to the way your character looks at the onset. Don't spend an hour and a half trying to create your character, right? We've been playing games like this for years, right? All of us?
mm,
Okay. So you go in a game like this and you go, all right, I'm going to be stuck with this character. For instance, Destiny, for one, at minimum. Another one, Dragon Age. That's another one of these. Where you create what your character looks like. I'm going to be stuck with this character for the whole game. It's going to be in every cutscene. Everything that's going to exist is going to be based on what my character looks like. I'm going to make sure it's perfect before I start. You could sit there in this game for an hour and a half before you even start and create this shit because it's so detailed. Fun fact, you can go back in after you start and change shit. You can't change like gender, right? And a couple other things, but you can change the way the character looks throughout the entire game. You can go back and change tattoos, face stuff, whatever. Right? Your allergies get to you?
yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't hear it.
You're good. I just want to make sure you were good. I know allergies are a problem. So I like that. Like, that's a really good feature, right? I wish I had known that even starting the games, because I would have been like, okay, let's base items, go. Which I didn't even spend too long creating it anyway. Because the first night I played it, I had like 45 minutes, probably 50 minutes in game total. And I was already through my first mission at that point. At least through like generalized cutscenes where I could start getting into some multiplayer or PvE type group sessions. And now it's also don't get married to your weapon set. That's not necessarily abnormal. A lot of players in games like this, they get married to their weapon set at the start. They go, okay, I'm a duelist, I'm this. They pick their class and they try to maintain their class throughout. I like that you can change completely. Like I said before, I'll probably switch to a lance at some point. We'll see how it goes. I definitely want to try out different weapon sets to see how they act. I think the light bow and the heavy bow were good suggestions. I saw that in the Apex stuff a little bit ago when he was throwing stuff in chat. And I know you were talking about that stuff before as well. I will likely also try out the sniper aspects too, because you know I like that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll give a whole bunch of things a try. At minimum, my base will be the dual wielding blades that I have, because I really have enjoyed that thus far.
One thing that I would honestly suggest is, if you want to test out a weapon set, is, for one, when you're in the tower, let's just fucking call it that, because that's the easiest way for you to recognize it. There is an area where you could go to like test out the weapons on like the barrels and shit. And excuse me. And there is there's another thing that you could do, which is, let's say if you complete a mission, but you're like, okay, I want to try out this new build set, but I don't want to spend the time to go into another mission, is you could go do an SOS where you go in and you assist somebody, and that gives you a chance to test out a weapon, or if there's a particular piece from a monster that you still need to get an armor set that you want for that time frame, you could keep fighting that monster over and over again. Like there was, I know you've seen the monster. It's like the big T-Rex looking fucker, the purple.
Yeah.
So I beat him for the first time and was like, okay, let me see what kind of shit I could get from him now that I've got pieces, and the tree will show me what kind of weapons and armor sets I could get from him. And so I spent an evening fucking just going into SOS matches. You got to make sure that rewards are still set to on so that you can actually get stuff from it. And then I went in and did it a whole bunch of times. But one of the main things that I want to drop as a suggestion to you is really early on in the game, do not focus on getting one particular set of armor. Just get through the game and just have your guy kind of look like a mishmash of bullshit, because once you get into the higher hunter ranks, that's when you'll start focusing on, well, I want the whole set of armor from this particular monster because it matches my playstyle. But right now you just want to get the one that gives you the highest defense and all that shit, because you're going to be running in to kill as much as possible to get as much stuff as possible. And this is one of the things that I like over Destiny is, like, you know it and I know it. You go into Destiny, you go into the raid, which takes 2 to 3 hours to complete, and you're wanting to get what, the Midas Touch or whatever the fuck the gun's called that's in the raid, and you can go through that whole fucking raid perfect. Nobody dies, everybody does their part, you kill everything, but you don't get it in a drop, so you have to go back through it and back through it and back through it. Now in Monster Hunter, yes, you still have to fight the same monster and over again, but every time you kill the monster, you get monster pieces. It's not like I didn't get anything from him this time. You still get something. You may not get the piece that you want, but you'll get pieces. Like for the longest time, there's this creature, I'm probably not going to be pronouncing it correctly, but I called it the Pukey or Pukey. It's basically this giant bat looking fucker that focuses on poison as his main attack structure. And it was one of these things where I kept going into missions to SOS to kill it over and over again. And eventually I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to get the tail? Well, being a bow guy, I'm not going to get the tail. I needed someone to join that would actually mount the monster and move to the tail section and cut off the tail so that I could run over to it and get the shit from that. Is that like the giant fucking sword that comes from that tail that I've seen? Well, so again, I'm mainly focused on bow and arrow, and it was an upgraded bow that would have pluses to poison coating for the arrows. So that's what I was focused on, because if you don't spam the arrow shots, you're not doing a lot of DPS. Now, I say recently, within, a couple of times before the last time I played the game, I saw a video where the guy was like, just fucking spam it, because the more you hit, is that a wasp or a mayfly? Yeah, I get moths and random, like those giant big fucking mosquitoes that show up in our mayflies. Yeah. Yeah. Those show up because, like, my garage. Okay, so for anybody who's new, right, I do my shit in the garage. That's where I've been kicked. It's my man cave. I will eventually build like a little room over here, probably in this corner, the garage. That's the goal, and get like a little air conditioner. I got a space heater. I'm gonna be set up. But I get bugs in here sometimes, and when I have just the one lamp or some random light sources going off, I get moths and shit. So when I see them, I instinctively just die. They eventually go hang out in the corner where I think I've got some sort of spider that tends to eat them. As long as homie stays up there, I'm good. If homie comes down, like hangs out on the Connect, I'm burning the house down. Like that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Either that or there's just gonna be bullets through your TV, Xbox, and laptop. I mean, that's how we're gonna be. That's how it's gonna be. So, that probably showed up on stream. I fucking went to make sure that Patrick wasn't muted because I know he hasn't talked in a little bit. I wanted to make sure because I'm like 4 or 5 shots in at this point. I've stopped counting. Quality. And I've got a birthday party at like 9:30 too.
I've got to pick up groceries before that. So, yeah.
Shit. My
Yeah.
plans for tomorrow are to go see Ready Player One.
It's, dude, A, I want to see that movie. B, I've got a busy fucking weekend ahead of me. My kid's turning 4 tomorrow.
Oh, snaps. I didn't even realize she was that old. Sorry, I gotta move.
My kid, my daughter, the world of my life, right? One of my reasons for being in existence. 4. I know your son's like what, like 9?
10.
10. Oh, 10. He's a decade.
Yeah.
My nephew is like 5 or 6, I think. I think he's 6 at this point. I think he was 6 this year. I'm horrible with birthdays if people haven't like figured that out, unless it's my own child and my wife. That's about it. Maybe my brother and sister. I'm not even gonna say I'm 100% perfect. Kind of in the back of my head, like my brother's 18 months younger, my sister is 6 years younger than me. I keep that math in the back of my head. That's about as far as I go. So I got a busy weekend ahead, so I'm thinking about a lot of stuff right now. We got a birthday party tomorrow for her little buddy who has the same birthday as her.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I'm 100% expecting that they're either best friends for life or they start trying to date eventually. This is going to go one of two ways. If they don't ever date, they're going to be fine. Life's going to be perfect. If they do date, it's either they get married or we completely cut ties with their entire. Like, that's what's going to happen.
They'll move away before that chance ever comes.
They live like 5 minutes down the road.
I'm telling you, life does things. Someone in this scenario will move away.
Things are going to get weird. Like, life has the ability to get weird. She's 4 already. Like, already, bro. I was working with you when she was brought into existence.
Technically, I think. Well, were you?
Technically, you were working for me.
Fuck you. Were you working at Capital One in 2007, or were you still on deployment?
Was that what?
Were you working at Capital One in 2007?
No.
Okay.
I was in indentured servitude to the United States government at that point.
Bitch boy. Okay, I got it.
I was likely, depending on the time frame of the year, on deployment.
July.
Yeah, I was definitely in Iraq. Definitely in Iraq.
All right, well then.
It was hot. It's like 140 fucking degrees. It's hot.
Hot like it is in there right now because we could see pit stains. Just let you know.
You can see pit stains all you want. I don't give a shit. I've been wearing the shirt all day.
I'm just advising.
I don't give a shit. It's gonna be like fucking 37 degrees in the morning. That's why I kept this shirt on right now. Right? Because it's supposed to get chilly tonight. It's still warm in here. I've got 2 fans going underneath me that are from my graphics cards. And I'm like, oh, hey, my legs feel great. My fucking upper body is like fucking sweltering at this point. I'm probably going to change shirts if we do another break. But I think we probably covered enough of Monster Hunter. I'm definitely going to play a little bit later. Fiend, if you feel like staying up and you want to play with me in Apex, I definitely would like you to jump in with us. It's been a while since you've played. I probably would be willing to bet.
Yeah.
You can show them how it's done.
Yeah,
man. Show us how we do this thing.
Most I've been fucking around with is Zelda.
Because what was that? Was that your phone?
No. Yeah. I mean, technically.
I don't got my glasses on. I can't fucking see.
I mean, that's about. Take off the little Joy-Cons, and that's.
Okay,
I mean, that's
you're
about
fucking
right.
switch.
So you've been enjoying Link?
So
yeah.
Link, who's Link? Isn't that like Zelda? Zelda's the one in the green, right? With the sword and the shield. Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
Blue.
Sword and shield. Elf. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is, right?
Mm-hmm. Blue.
I don't know. I've never played a Zelda game in my life.
I know.
Like never.
Yes. I like Ian only because he plays Zelda.
I will say
Well, there you
that
go,
if I can
sir.
find,
You got a friend for life.
Oh,
right?
great. Me and Apex, buddies till the very end.
Oh, is Apex fucking running? I fucking locked my phone. I stopped looking at it. So I will say that speaking of the Switch, my play. I do have
Hang on. He
what
just
did he
said,
say? What did he say?
he just said, I now like him more than Ryan.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
And I got the tiny guns too. I ain't even
That's
got
a
like
lie.
full on. I mean, you got some definition here, yeah, and then you got it's not squiggly squiggly anymore. So I mean, I'm filling in. I'm getting there. Woo! Step aside, Ryan. You're getting replaced, bro. Wait, what is that? Hashtag truth.
Apex. Look at me. Look at me right now. Who is your best man?
Napoleon.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I was the shortest guy there. Shortest guy there.
Oh,
Aside
trust
from
me.
his son. Aside
know
from his son, who is very well behaved, by the way. Very well behaved. I was the shortest guy there. That being said, speaking of the Switch, I will likely buy one this year if I see one on a good sale around like Black Friday time frame. Probably gonna pick one up. Strictly because I want to get the kid into stuff on the big TV. Hey, DC and Dan, thanks for that follow, bro. I got the email notification. I don't know if it popped up on stream or not. Stuff is weird tonight. Thanks for that follow. Means a lot. Don't forget, Twitch Prime subs get you that emo at minimum that full level 1. Just because that's probably, in my opinion, the favorite one. But hey, if you go tier 3, you get Goku Ultra Instinct.
No,
That being said, what?
Apex made a statement here, and all of a sudden,
Oh, shocker! Apex wanted to run his fucking mouth.
and my brain broke for a heartbeat there. So, because something he said reminded me of some shit. He said, "Can't believe you have never played Zelda. Don't you have one of those Super Nintendo Mini things?"
I believe you're correct, sir. Yeah.
Still in the box. It's got 2 of the greatest games ever on that console. One is
So-
he's breaking shit. Metroid.
Oh shit! I'm
Super
breaking stuff. I'm not breaking stuff. So it's not still in the box. I moved it out to the garage to keep it away from the kids' TV. Because what I did is I had it set up on the kids' TV so she and I could play Street Fighter, right? And she loves fucking Street Fighter 2. She fucking loves that game.
Mhm.
She loves that. She loves Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which we need to talk about in a second. And she loves Injustice 2. She's like, I want to play the Wonder Woman Batman game. I want to play that game. And
Daddy,
I
I
will
want to
say-
kick your ass.
she's way better at Dragon Ball than I am. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Lately, I've gotten like way good. I say way good. I've beaten Omega Hanzo, which is like a personal thing for me.
PB, buddy. PB.
Fucking like this is a serious personal thing for me. But like I'm not really good. To be honest, you put me up against somebody like Sonic Fox or Goichi or Maximilian, dude, I'm fucking trash. Like straight up fucking trash. That being said, my kid, my 3-year-old, soon to be 4-year-old, figured out somehow by button mashing how to auto switch my character like 5 times in a row. 5 times in a row. And that video is on our YouTube channel. I'm not going to put the link in the description. Hang out on the Late Night Forces YouTube channel and you'll see it. It's titled My Toddler Beat Me. I totally had to come back and beat her like 2 matches in a row because I felt like some sort of,
Scrub.
I have to do this.
Aw.
Otherwise, I won't feel good about myself. So at the end of it, she was like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah, because you were winning.
Wow.
But now she's like, I want to play the Goku game. So she called. She's really into Dragon Ball Z. I'm trying to get. She likes watching. She even liked watching the subs with me because I would put the subs up on the TV in the living room on
Yeah.
Sunday mornings. Usually, I'd throw up YouTube and throw it up there. or I'd throw it Crunchyroll and I'd throw it whatever tended to load better. So she likes watching that. She likes watching the regular dub with me, which BT dub, the dub for Super is hitting a really good point in the series. Finally starting to get really good. She loves Dragon Ball Z. She loves Goku. You're just experiencing the typical effect when the son beats the father in basketball, and this day it's your daughter beating that ass with four. Yes, you're not wrong. You're 100% not wrong, Kinslayer. Thank you. Listen, okay. All right. I got to talk to you about this guy. Kinslayer is a homie that I found by hanging out with Striking Dre. Dude streams a lot of Final Fantasy, I think Brave Exvius. Do you know about that game, Ian? I know you're a Final Fantasy guy.
Brave Exvius. It sounds like it's one of the mobile games.
I think it's a mobile game with a PC app. Because the way he streams it is very mobile. It's like center of the screen, like it would be on a mobile phone.
Yeah.
He plays a lot of that. He's playing a lot of Ni no Kuni right now. Mobile game, yes. He's playing a lot of other than Ni no Kuni. He plays
Ni no
a lot of
Kuni.
XCOM.
Ni
Yeah,
no Kuni.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Studio Ghibli. Don't say Ghibli. I'm gonna break your fucking face.
Jif.
Mealy.
I feel like that was an adequate back-to-back right there.
Yeah, that was good.
He played a little bit of Dragon Ball Fighters today. He's been also playing a little bit of XCOM. Great dude. Definitely drop him a follow at minimum. I will say that as far as like stream productions, right? Like we've all like seen a bunch of YouTube game videos. We've watched plenty of streamers throughout our entire lives over the past couple of years of hanging out. This dude has the best production level stream I've ever seen. Ever. I'm talking better than people like Ninja, even Ash Gotcha Bang, I consider her a friend. Noob Hunter, fucking Maximilian dude, bunch of people with stupid numbers of followers. This dude has the best level of production as I've ever seen. Like he puts a lot of effort into what he puts in. Well worth it. So, he threw out his loot. Thanks, buddy. I wish I had sound effects. So I forgot where I was.
Yes.
I 100% forgot where I was.
Yes. Have another shot.
I think yep. Oh, God.
It's shot o'clock.
Shot o'clock.
So
I
we were
think
done.
we should take a shot of Jameson or something.
I'd have to go get it.
Go get it. I don't
No, Jesus fucking Christ. All right. I will be right back. Everybody just keep talking.
2 minutes
Talk
while he
amongst
does
yourselves.
that.
Made him go get the Jameson.
Right? Well, I mean, I feel like I have to. And there's shots. Of course there's shots, Dan. Come on. Look, I know you're new, and I'm 100% grateful for you being here. I do want to say, go ahead and jump over to Late Night Enforcers. I'm going to drop their link in the chat so you can see it. The reason that I dropped that link in my chat is because, one, that's what our crew is. B, specifically around Extra Life, we do charity streams, usually around the October-November timeframe, where we utilize that channel where we all stream for at minimum an entire weekend. Eventually, I'm willing to bet we'll probably do like a 4-day weekend if we can make that happen. Multiple creators actually jump in on that, where it's myself, Hater Hardtech will jump in, obviously Fiend. Our friend Steadiest Rhyme will also jump in. She does a lot of weird Japanese style games. But She's fucking great. I wish she would stream more. I know she's going to stream more here soon. But I definitely want to make sure you give that channel a follow, because around the time we start doing that charity, that we specifically choose Children's Medical Hospital as that benefit. So that's one that like really means a lot. I know it means a lot more to Fiend. He's actually had to utilize that hospital before.
Twice.
We actually took Ray there once to try to get her looked at for potential like flu symptoms or something else. We couldn't figure out anything. It was middle of the night. The hospital's great. I've been there before. We were there when it was really busy that night. So we ended up leaving because she stopped showing symptoms. She just went to sleep. So we were like, you know what, we're going to fucking take her home. Because there were a lot of people there who had worse issues than we did. So we were like, you know what? Deuces. So thanks for hanging out, you two. It's great. I love it. We're also simulcasting this stream on that channel. Probably a little bit more interaction on that channel for the chat. But thank you for hanging out on mine. That being said, you got your shot? Oh, yes. Yes.
He's muted.
He is muted.
Hold on, because I wanted to talk some shit.
Talk some shit.
Good.
Yeah, because, you know, being straight up Irish, I don't play with pussy glasses.
Ninja, listen.
Oh.
I got shit to do this weekend.
I got shit to do
in-laws.
this.
I got in-laws coming into town that I don't want here. Fucking.
Let me give you my Trump face.
I mean, you're gonna have to rub like some Cheetos on your face.
True. You got a drink ready? Cheers, you stupid fuck ass.
I miss all the fun.
For those of you recently joining the stream, woo! What I'm drinking, High West whiskey. It literally tastes like your campfire. Fiend decided to go grab his Jameson. Always a good choice. Always a good choice. So I want to quickly talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ. This isn't going to take long because there's two characters. Okay, if you followed my stream at all, or any of the recent videos about Dragon Ball FighterZ, you've seen the game. The game's fun. Fun as shit. I've played a number of fighting games over my entire life. I've never been good at them. Never. 100% will say I suck at fighting games. And interestingly enough, I saw this game, and the whole reason I got into it was I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. I have been since I was fucking 13, 14, something like that. And watching the previews for this game, the trailers for this game, I was like, the show all of a sudden is available here on my game console.
You missed out on all the...
What? I missed out on what? What did I miss out on?
the shitty Dragon Ball games back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Like, I never played a whole lot of Dragon Ball back in the day. I never did. And looking back, seeing people do videos on them, like stuff like Budokai Tenkaichi 3, other games, I was like, wow, I missed out on a lot. Maybe I need to go pick these games up because I still have some old systems in my possession. Maybe I'll get a few other systems back when somebody finishes a game.
Oh, speaking of which, on that sidebar, so you know how I ordered that RCA to HDMI converter? Yeah, mine's broke. So I've got Steadiasts here, and I'm going to test that to see if it works. You can keep staring at me and blinking your goddamn eyes all you want. The next stream that I sit down, or the next game that I sit down to finish is going to be Deadpool.
I'm going to fix you on Wednesday. Don't you worry about it. I'm going to fix you.
That sounded gay.
I mean, yeah, but
You going to eat my asshole?
separate. That's separate from the game stream. Whatever.
Looks
So,
like Ryan
man,
ain't
I'm gonna head
playing with again tonight.
Later, dudes. Hey, thanks for giving Late Night Enforcers. They don't really have alerts set up yet because I haven't set them up for that. But Thanks, bro. Means a lot. You're awesome. We loves you. That's like a weird gang sign. I don't know what the fuck.
What the fuck was that? I mean, that looks like you were starting into a goatse. That's what it looked like to me. All of a sudden, it's like let me just get the pinkies in there first. Pinkies in there first, and then from there I could just work the fucking anus open further.
I mean, we don't need to talk about our sex life on camera, okay? Like,
I'm not talking about our sex life.
It's a private item.
Talking about mine. Yes, my quadriplegic transgender Polynesian.
This is a good one. Let's fucking talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ. Broly. Couple things about Broly.
Yes, please enlighten me about Broly and Bardock because I am not willing to pull the trigger yet.
I'm well aware you're not. So a few quick things before I get into the actual characters. One, my practice sessions are uploaded on YouTube. I will be uploading my first 2 ranked matches that came directly after those practice sessions, plus me whooping Apex Physique's ass.
Oh, wait. Apex has this game?
Oh, Apex has this game. Apex has this game.
Yes.
Apex, we actually almost have a full ring within the Late Night Enforcers Facebook group that has this game. I'm trying to get a few more people. I wish, Kinslayer, if you're still watching, homie, I really wish that you would pick this up. I would even be willing to finance half the game.
He's drunk. Yeah.
I'd be willing to finance half the game if you want to pick it up for your Xbox so you can jump into our rings. I'm aware you won't necessarily be able to stream it because you utilize your laptop for that versus streaming from your console. 100% get it. All good. You can jump into our shit.
Yeah, we can stream it and you can host us. And then, we're not pilfering your viewers or anything like that, but that
literally wasn't the goal. I just think you're cool as shit. And he and I are legitimately Facebook friends now, so I'm gonna add him to the group and stuff. But every time I see you throw those emotes, I hear your own fucking sound effects. That being said, ideally, if we can get something that we've done before, right?
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Right? Oh, did he end up?
Yeah, he finally showed up in the Late Night Enforcers, so now I can see these emotes.
Good. So the one that he just dropped, if he dropped the same one, is his laugh emote. All it does is laugh.
He's white girl wasted right now. Yes, he is.
I'm almost white girl wasted. I haven't. Give me a second. Give me 2 more shots and I'll woo.
No. Okay, Apex. He's not financing half the game for me. I already have.
No.
He's talking about financing
half of it for
Kinslayer. Yeah,
right?
But yeah. No, I see what you're saying here. Me, Ryan, buy this game. Ryan, nah, I ain't buying any more games. Also, Ryan, I'm financing half your game for you, Kinslayer. We'll go ahead and put that in. What is it? Is this your little waifu you got going on here, Kinslayer? It's a cutie whale girl. Okay, that sounds weird. Never mind. Forget I said that. Can I follow you from just clicking on your name? Or is it going to take me to your fucking channel? Whoop.
Okay. So, Broly, right? Let's talk about Broly first.
Yeah, let's talk about Broly.
Let's talk about Broly before we talk about Bardock. Because Bardock's my fave, but Broly. We got to talk about Broly. A lot of people don't necessarily like Broly, and here's why. So, in Dragon Ball FighterZ, you look at the bigger characters, Android 16, Cell. I think those are probably the 2 biggest, the physically largest characters. Other than Majin Buu, and Majin Buu's just fat. That's really about it. He's actually a really good character.
I thought Majin Buu was the little guy and Buu was the big guy.
No, there's 2. There's Kid Buu and there's Majin Buu.
Hold that thought. Apex. Thanks for coming out, buddy. He stated he's out, so I just he's
out?
for coming
All
out.
right.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what he said. He said he's coming out of the closet. And we just want you to know that we accept everything about that. We're here. This is a safe
No
place.
judgment.
So nice.
You know,
so
No
nice.
judgment. No
If you
judgment.
need a place, he says, "Fuck off, Ryan." But it is, if you need somewhere to come, to hang out, my wife can hear you. I'm sorry that you had to find out about it this way. He likes pudgy little white
okay.
boys.
Okay. A couple of things, about Apex. One, you don't fuck with Apex's wife, she'll whoop your ass. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding.
I'm still fucking with Apex. I'm not.
You can fuck with Apex all you want.
Yeah.
Apex is a bitch. You can fuck with Apex all you want. He's a bitch. His wife will whoop your ass.
Oh, I've seen pictures of her. I follow the Apex on the Instagram.
She will throw you into a mirror at minimum. At minimum.
Mhm.
Okay? That being said, Broly. Let's talk about fucking Broly for
Changing
goddamn
gears
second.
yet again.
The only way that you can get Broly to actually work in any match is to get him into a corner. You have to get your opponent into a corner, and then you could even get a 100% combo damage. So
Wait, okay, so you got to get your opponent into a corner, or Broly needs
Yes.
to be backed into a corner?
Broly can't be backed into a corner. The interesting thing about Broly is that a lot of his actually cross characters. So say you do his light auto combo. His light auto combo actually throws you across sides twice. Which if you start left side, you'll end up back on the left side. So you got to think about where you're going to be before you start. The fun thing about Broly is that his medium auto combo will end up most medium auto combos end up with the level 1 super. That being said, Broly, if you quarter circle forward heavy, you'll full screen with armor into the other corner, and then if you happen to tag the medium auto combo after that, you're probably 30 to 40% damage across the way. Most of Broly has to be done in the corner. Anytime you're outside of the corner, you're going to get wrecked. It doesn't matter. Like, this is not going to be good. It's not going to be good for you.
Nobody puts Broly in the corner.
This is basically it. Yes. Nobody puts Broly in corner.
So
Broly in corner
Kinslayer,
equals Kakarot. Yes.
Kinslayer says to us, he says, Broly is Juggernaut class fighter like Pokemonkin from Guilty Gear or Zengi from Street Fighter.
He is 100% correct. Yes. This is true. This is
He
true.
is very large, beefy man cakes.
Very large. Very large beefy man. Very large beefy man must put baby in corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Yes? Yes.
Yes, nobody
So-
puts baby in corner. Nobody puts Broly in corner.
The fun thing about Broly is that if you are Broly, you get your opponent into a corner. Say they vanish, right? If you hit the vanish attack, that automatically indicates kick into the other screen. So if that happens to you, and you happen to be able to counter against it, you can throw them into the other corner. Broly has, I don't remember which combo it is off the top of my head, but one of Broly's combos actually throws them into a corner. So if you do that, you can then keep people in alternate corners. It doesn't really matter which way you go. Bardock, okay? That's basically it about Broly. Broly's not very complicated. He's just keep people in a corner and you're good. Bardock.
So he's a larger version of Hit. I'm just trying to make sure that I understand this.
Yes, Hit is a little bit more technical with the fact that Hit doesn't have beam attacks. Broly's level 3 super is his Meteor Smash, where he basically jumps up into the air, throws his meteor, and you can charge it. So fun thing I figured out.
Hold on. Let's take a step back. He's throwing Meteor, so now Broly is Sephiroth?
Yes.
Whoa.
So here's how I'll explain this. If you were to do Kid Gohan or Teen Gohan, hold on. All right, nothing important. I want to make sure that like stuff I get on my phone isn't the wife. Because if it was wife, I gotta run inside, gotta handle stuff. So if you were to be Teen Gohan and you were to do his level 3 super where it's the father-son Kamehameha, you can charge it where it gets more powerful towards the end, right? Similar to Super Saiyan Blue Goku's Kaioken times 10 Kamehameha, or Vegeta's Final Flash. In either form, I believe will actually get more powerful where he throws a punch at the end of it. Both of them do. With Broly, when you do his level 3 super and he throws his Meteor Smash, if you start hitting either right bumper or right trigger when you start, this is strictly for Xbox, figure out whatever controls those are for you, whether you utilize PC or PlayStation.
So it wouldn't be that far off. I mean, if we're talking bumper, that would be we're talking R1 and L1.
I'm just making sure people are aware that I'm utilizing Xbox controls.
So lucky that I happen to have my late night color schemed PlayStation 4 controller next to me.
So if you utilize that as soon as you start, it actually will speed up the super into attacking faster. Otherwise, if you just were to fire it and let it run, it's a small little ball that like hangs out across the screen and it goes ba, 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 ba. And then as soon as it hits something is when it expands into a giant fucking ball and will then provide damage. Right?
So that kind of reminds me of Trish from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom.
Not much different. You're right. Not much different.
I feel like I've got a hair.
So for Bardock, let's talk about Bardock for a second. Bardock does everything, literally everything. He's got great reach on like 90% of his attacks are kicks, and he's got great reach on them. Some of the issues with Bardock are trying full screen attacks from one side. So he's got a really hard charge up punch that you have to be close to be able to execute.
Hard and close, yes.
I mean, you're fully aware with hard and close action. That's how you typically operate, right?
I've seen one up close. It's okay.
Right? So that being said, Bardock traditionally will do better with close-in startups on combos. Start with light, move into heavies after that. He's got a really... So my favorite thing to do with Bardock, is you run quarter circle back heavy, and then you hit light right after it connects, he actually will transfer from one side to the other and launch them into the air. You will then launch after, you will automatically chase, and you can hit light or quarter circle forward, medium, and you'll slam them back down to the ground. You can then chain that, depending on the amount of meter you have, you can then chain that with a level 1 super, you'll be great. You'll get probably 40% minimum damage out of that. I don't know. I really like Bardock. I don't like that if you were to utilize the Japanese voices, they use the exact same voice as Goku. Exact same voice.
Isn't it Goku's dad?
It's Goku's dad, but it should still be a separate voice.
Oh, look, my dad sounds like me.
I don't believe it.
Really?
I've never met your dad. I don't know. I've never met your dad.
I've met both. Well,
You've met my dad?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I almost drank one of the beers he gave me for Christmas tonight, but that motherfucker was 13%. So I said no. And
You totally should have.
Not right now. Actually, I shouldn't be drinking this now that I just remembered I took medication right before we started this podcast. I still might die.
How's Patrick doing? Are you doing okay, buddy?
Hold on while I get closer to the microphone. And
Doing fine.
yeah, there we go, buddy.
I've been on mute, so that way I didn't disturb your talking.
Dude, you can always interrupt us. You hardly ever talk anyways. So,
I tell you what.
interruptions, we like.
Changing the subject, Patrick, you need a Switch. The reason why I can't buy you a Switch. I don't have that kind of money.
Darn.
I'm in the process of doing something else. The reason why I think you need a Switch is because the man has got you working every night and day. But there is time that is Patrick's, and that
Yeah.
time is poop time. And poop time is perfect time for Switch time. So, whoa, that was weird looking. So you should definitely consider a Switch because there's so much shit coming to it that is easy to play a little bit and then just push it off to the side. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read a message that Ryan sent to me and also not give dead air, so that's why we got the eyes. So Patrick, me and Ryan have talked out of our ass tonight, more Ryan than me. We didn't even touch on the Shadow of War shit, which is not really all that big of a deal. Is there anything that you've got? I mean, I hate that the only thing that we've gotten out of you tonight is just, I was in an accident and I'm alive, which I mean is amazing that you're alive.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome to see that video again. I would not, I'm drunkish. You know what I mean? I mean, how do I word this without sounding? I'm gonna sound like an asshole.
Okay.
And as soon as I got that message that you were in some type of an accident, I was like, "There's gonna be video for this. There better be video for this because I got to see."
That's why I have a dash cam.
Yeah, well, I've got a dash cam because of you.
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead and made sure that I've got a dash cam so that. Excuse me, so that if I have crazy shit happen. Now, granted, I haven't seen crazy shit since I've gotten that dash cam.
Yeah.
Crazy shit all the damn time.
And it
But
just
now I don't see
disappears.
anything. What the fuck is he doing?
I think he's trying to cool down.
Do you think he's out there singing "The Hills Are Alive" with the...
Potentially, and getting that skirt on.
Yes.
You have to do it in the skirt.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You have to do it in a skirt.
How else are you going to twirl around?
Yeah. He's probably got one of those kilts. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The ones that are like cargo pants, but they're kilts.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably got one of those. He's probably got a gun strap for it underneath where it's like right next to his... But so, I mean, you have had time off for work. Granted, you didn't take as much as I would say that you needed to.
Yeah.
Did you play anything or watch anything during that time frame?
No, actually, I pretty much stayed in bed and enjoyed the meds. So.
Well, I mean, that's always a plus, is enjoying the meds.
Mm-hmm.
Not that, I mean, the last time I was on meds was when I was like 18. And I had my wisdom teeth pulled out.
I do take that back. I did last week play a game of StarCraft 2, but that was about it.
Yeah?
So,
was it multiplayer or was it campaign?
Multiplayer. So we decided to go the Archon route, where it's 2 people, 1 team. So
okay.
Because we were both rusty.
So was it like a 2v2? 2v2v2?
Yeah, basically it was first kind of like team versus team. Then we decided to do team versus 2 teams. And then just for grins and giggles, we did basically team versus the entire map. So that was a quick game.
Yeah, you probably got your shit stomped.
Yeah.
But,
I bet everybody got their shit stomped.
Are you back from your Hills is Alive dancing around?
Yeah. We imagined you running out there and spinning in circles, singing at the top of your lungs, "The Hills Are Alive," with a utility kilt on.
You're not wrong. By the way, it feels great outside. Like,
Oh, I
100%.
know. I stepped out there a minute ago to make sure that my dog was not eating shit or running through the 2 puddles that formed. Speaking of which, holy shit, did I pick the worst fucking day, well, or the best fucking day to take 121. I should actually pull down my dash cam that we were talking about because I drove into the shit. Like, I was looking at it like all the way down 121 going into this.
There was a tornado through there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see it. The funny
Ah.
thing is, Steadiest Rhyme works over here by my house and was driving out to her place in Plano. Yeah, well. And she was calling me and she's like, do you have any idea where the tornado is? And at that point in time, at that minute little point in time, I had no fucking idea there was a tornado going. So it was like,
Well informed.
what are you talking about? Well,
Yeah,
I had been on the road for like 45 minutes at that time. So
I was sitting at home, like
Ask
watching
on
the
the
movie,
phone.
like, okay, do I need to throw everybody in the closet or not?
or my son is with me tonight, and it was one of these things where his mom texted me. It was like, we're under a tornado warning before you come over here. It's like, okay, cool. Fantastic. I'm still driving through neighborhoods trying to get close-ish to their house
Yeah,
when I finally get the text that says, come on over and pick him up.
yeah.
That being
All in
said-
all, it was just hail, to be honest. Maybe some heavy rain, but I mean, all we got was like minute hail, crazy hail, right? You got people in Salina who got like 4 inches worth of hail. Like that was the size of the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah.
mean the 4-inch, like the golf
Yeah.
ball size? Or
Yeah.
like,
It was like
Somewhat
almost
softball, I
softball
think,
sized
but,
hail. Like
yeah.
probably baseball sized hail is what they got. But even like in Allen, right where I live, we got like maybe quarter sized hail, 50-cent piece sized hail. That was about it. Didn't get crazy. I was legitimately hoping that my car would get totaled.
Hey, all you gotta do is go down Highway 5 early in the morning.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to drive for that.
you need a new route. I'm sorry. I love you, but you need a new route, okay?
Hey, if
I
I
need
go,
a route, or you need a new route.
That's
If I
the
go
same
on them-
stretch.
yeah,
That's the same
it-
stretch of
it's-
road, isn't it?
It's within 1,000 feet of the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need a new route.
But if you take the main highway, there's been deaths almost every week over there.
You need to move back to McKinney. That's what you need to do.
I like it out here in the sticks.
Yeah, sure you do.
Evil Knievel's live out here, apparently.
Like his family or him? Because
The spirit.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't he dead? Oh wait, you're making a joke about all the near misses.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I get it.
So let's
Getting
see.
tired.
We've talked about A Way Out. We've talked about Monster Hunter. We've talked about Dragon Ball Fighter. What specifically about Shadow of War? Because I need to jump back into.
Your mic cut out for that whole last part after I need to jump back in.
Shadow of War.
There we go.
You
I
look
haven't.
way more animated. So basically what's going on is WB, to give backstory to this, WB decided that what they were going to do is they were going to do Batman Arkham Knight thing where they were going to drag out the true ending of the game and make you do something to a certain extent before you could see the true ending. In example, in Arkham Knight, you had to 100% the game to see the true ending. You could see a ending at any given point if you wanted to see it, but to get the true ending, you had to find all the Riddler trophies. You had to have fights with Deathstroke using tanks. Fucking wasted opportunity, if I don't say so myself, as I put my hand over my shrine to Deathstroke. Just saying, it's right there. You guys can see it. I got a new little thing right there, right there. I got that Apparently, it was in my shopping cart when I ordered that HDMI converter thing, and I didn't realize it. So there it is. It's there. I bought that for you.
I know.
Wait. All that work for the garbage ending. So wait, Kinslayer, have you... Wait, are we talking about Batman or are we talking about Shadow Slayer? Just want to make sure I know what you're talking about. So it's one of these things where they put in Shadow of War, they put in this the true ending, and the only way to get to it would be either excuse me, Arkham Knight. Okay, yes. Yeah, that was kind of a bullshit ending. The only way to get to it would be to either I have a coughing fit that's about to come on. Grind the fuck out of the game to get the right set number of fuck your dick of god damn it. The right amount of orcs to be able to take on the ending of Shadow, or you could buy loot boxes that could possibly give you all sorts of awesome fucking trolls and ogres and orcs and all this shit so that you could finish the game, which put them under a lot of heat, and from some people, well-deserved heat. If I don't mind a game with loot boxes, I don't mind a game with microtransactions, but when it kind of seems like you are putting hurdles in front of people to be like, hey, would you like to see the end of this without spending 40 hours after beating the main story, technically? Then give us another $40. Now, granted, okay, people need their money. DLC is fine. Fuck God. Sorry. So now let's take this. Let's put this on the back burner for just a split second. Okay, so you've got them doing their bullshit, right? And then EA comes out with Battlefront 2, which their loot boxes are fucking disgusting. And they slide in and they God, fuck you, hater. Jesus Christ. You're not supposed to agree with him. And they made it nasty. Their loot boxes were fucking disgusting to the point where, like, people that actually bought in and got loot boxes, because they also released the game early if you bought the $100 edition, which came with no in-game currency, came with no pre-unlocked heroes. You basically had the opportunity at that point, if you had that much money to drop on the game, you're going to buy some fucking loot boxes to boost your character so that your cock can feel 10 times bigger when you're beating a bunch of people in a fucking game that doesn't matter. Now, granted, yes, I'm getting upset over something that doesn't matter, but that's because I'm a frugal fucker and I don't buy into certain games right away. I pay $30 a year for this fucking EA Access bullshit, so EA games I can play for 10 hours and figure out if I actually want to continue playing them any further. Now, granted, a lot of the games end up going to the vault before I even attempt hour one of it, but, you know, whatever. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, so they do their loot boxes. It becomes very apparent that it's a predatorial type of thing, to where, you know, people that were able to actually spend real money to get the loot boxes are getting stuff that are actually making their characters more powerful in this game. And then they take that out before the actual game becomes available to everybody that didn't buy the early access. So then what you've got in the scenario is you've got the people that have money boosting themselves, and then the people that waited getting into the game later and still getting their shit kicked by everybody else. So they took out the ability for you to pay money for it. Wait, I believe I read an interview stating that EA is doing away with loot boxes again. Lol. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's fantastic that they've learned from their mistake, but they also learned.
Hold on. I don't want to interrupt you necessarily, but I have to here. What mistake do you think they learned from?
In my opinion, the predatorial aspect of it is the fact that they made it so that you're able to get more powerful than other players through stuff through loot box, which means that people with more disposable income, hang on, let me get my point out. People with more disposable income would do that instead of getting good. Now, granted,
I think you're right there. I think you're right for that aspect. I think that's overly general. I really think it was Battlefront 2.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that, like, I don't think Shadow of War made change their opinion. I think it was the backlash that happened over Battlefront 2 made them change their opinion.
Yes. So it's more one of these things. The reason why I was trying to talk about there was the governor of Hawaii or something along basically stepped in and was like, hold on a second. This shit seems like gambling geared towards children. Because you take any handful of motherfuckers out there, you take 25 motherfucking people off the street and you ask them, who are video games for? And I'm pretty sure over 50% are going to tell you they're for kids. But here we are, grown-ass fucking men with mortgages and bull like that, talking about video games. But it's still one of those things where people believe that this shit's for kids. So you put that kind of shit in there, they think you're going after children. But yes, what I'm agreeing with is that at this point, Warner Brothers pulling out of the loot boxes, it's kind of like, okay, somebody else fucked it up. We're going to put out our fire real quick before legislation comes in and tells us what we need to do. Because they're trying to do the ESRB, which is relegate themselves, which they weren't fucking doing.
True. So I think Kinslayer might be right here. Played more of the game than I need to. But he said, to be fair, though, in the Shadow of War, purchasable weapons weren't great. You can buy a good one and then find an even better one in the game.
Yeah.
That's why Apple Store doesn't allow for gacha games, which has a lottery loot box system now. He's not wrong.
But see, the loot boxes in Shadow of War was not only weaponry for your main character, for orcs that would add on to your army that would have to do the siege battle shit. I'm going to be honest, I don't fucking care about the game. I tried to play Shadow of Mordor and didn't like it. The only reason why I've been watching this one is because this and Battlefront 2 have been the biggest things leading to I can't go any further. They've been the biggest thing leading to loot boxes becoming a problem and becoming viewed by more mainstream media. That is causing a problem and causing people like the government to actually take a notice of video games. And if this is the thing that brings legislation into video games, we are seriously going to start to see a downfall of what is free speech that we could see in video games. Games along the lines of like Bayonetta are going to start getting censored. There's no nudity in it, but it's over sexualification. I'm getting really drunk and I can't talk properly. But it is also a very strong woman character beating the fuck out of male character. So if she feels confident in being sexy and loves that, that's fine. That's her. Now, if she's being over-sexualized, that's a different scenario, Laura Croft. But it's one of these things where it's like my main thing with loot boxes is that it is putting a big microscope over the entire industry. Games such as like Diablo and Borderlands are going to be under scrutiny because there's randomized loot. It's not that you can't put real money into it, but Diablo 3 had the auction house. That's gone, but that's besides the point. What is Kinslayer slaying? I can't.
Let's see. Whole negative shift from loot boxes is also a reason why Anthem is being delayed. Their whole system was based around it, similar to Battlefront. Now they have to rework it. He's right. 100% right. Fiend is like partially dying right now, so we're going to give him a minute to be able to breathe. he has really bad allergies, so don't really necessarily worry about it. To be honest, I am kind of glad that the boxes are going to be removed from Shadow of War. I haven't jumped back into it, not because of that, just because of other games I've been playing. That's a fun series that I've really enjoyed. I'll definitely be jumping back into it soon. A couple of things I want to finish first, aside from Assassin's Creed, are definitely Evil Within 2. I want to get those two out of the way before I jump into something that I know. The problem with me in streaming, and you guys in YouTube 100% know this, is that if I start streaming something that's an adventure RPG style game, I need like 4 hours at minimum to just go. Because if I don't have that, all that's going to do is force me to be like, what do I do in 2 hours? I'm not going to be able to do anything. Because 2 hours for those games is not enough.
Hold up. Loot boxes in Shadow of War doesn't primarily a single player game. Granted, I agree with you, but it is still kind of predatory. They just introduced loot boxes into Dark Souls 3? Are you fucking shitting me? That's...
Game was hard before, and now it's going to be loot boxes.
Well, that'll make it easier.
So,
Depends.
remember, one thing that I've stated multiple times that we've talked about is stuff about loot boxes, DLC, season passes. It's just the business. Yes, the business wants to make money. This is where the money is going, right? And it's not us, right? People are like, oh, loot boxes are a fucking horrible thing, blah, 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 gambling, it's this, it's that. I tell you, if teenagers with mom and dad's credit card tied to their Xbox account weren't in existence, this wouldn't be a thing. Like, it 100% wouldn't be a thing. Because the problem it originally started, probably 3 years ago with COD? I think it started probably with COD Ghosts. That's where I really started noticing it. Is multiplayer Ghosts with skins and stupid shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it expands, right? It expands from there. Like,
no,
people,
it was Advanced Warfare. Sorry.
I think it was before Advanced Warfare. Because I know that's where you and I started really playing together. But I think it started before Advanced Warfare because I noticed it when I was playing with a couple other friends before you and I really started kind of like working together and hanging out and gaming together. It was just, it's that. Like, that's the base that they're looking for. They're not looking for us. They know they'll get us eventually, not necessarily with everything. With a few things maybe, but not all of it. They'll get the teenagers, the 13 to like probably, I'd say 17-year-olds, 19-year-olds that are like, I still got mom and dad's card tied to this Xbox. I'm going to use it. That's really what they're doing.
They call them whales.
Yeah, and that's
the other thing is that corporations actually have names like that. Hello. They've got people that maybe do 1 or 2. Those are called guppies. They've got people like you and me who maybe do 5 because we genuinely want to make sure that the developers get a little bit of money, as kind of like a tip.
No developers. Like, I know a few developers.
Yeah. But to us, it's kind of like I'm tipping you and you're giving me a little. Fantastic. They call us dolphins. And then the ones that you're talking about, they're whales. They're fucking. They have terms for us. I still like. I like that fact though that Kinslayer dropped in. It's Dark Souls. There's also RNG and can instantly die when trying to turn in coins. You can't fault the games for poor parenting though. No, yeah, but then that
you can't
still
fault the games for poor parenting.
But that then still leads back to the fact that what happens when parents don't take it upon themselves to parent their children and they leave something in charge of it. We have rating systems on TV shows now.
Yeah, but they don't really matter anymore. But here's the thing: loot boxes, season pass. Okay, so it started with season passes and DLCs, etc., with not getting complete games at the beginning of the onset, and you were getting additional packages post game release, and they're saying pre-order with this DLC, you get extra stuff later, and then it became loot boxes later. Like, no part of that is necessarily evil. It's not bad. It's still your choice as an individual, as a human, as a gamer, to take part in that transaction. You can say, I don't think it's worth my time to grind X amount of content. And it might not be worth your time to grind X amount. 100% up to you. Then pay the fucking $20, pay the $5, the $10, whatever it is, if you want the content that they're offering. If that means more to you than grinding for it, then fucking pay for it. If it doesn't, then don't do it. There you go.
I see your point. And also, so Kinslayer just in the chat, I think the real heart of the issue, these major game companies are releasing games and you have to pay extra for the whole game. Now, I agree and disagree with that statement because game development is expensive, and if with inflation, games should actually cost closer to $80 right now. So I do agree with the fact that it seems like they make the whole game and then chop little pieces out of it and sell it to us at a later time.
Yes, Destiny 1 is case in point. Vanilla Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny
Right?
1 was...
They chopped out both expansions prior to even releasing it.
Yeah, there was a big problem with that.
Yeah, and that was an Activision thing. I think you're 100% right, Fiend. That, and I know you and I have gone back and forth about this before, is that, yes, they do. They develop the game. They might chop it up for extra DLC later. A lot of that is due to the publishing company, not necessarily the design aspect of the game. That being said,
that, Kinslayer. I'm sorry, Ryan. We've done that, Kinslayer. He says Vanilla Destiny is a podcast. Lol.
We've done that.
We did that. We did that.
We did that.
It's like probably episode 1 or 2, to be honest with you.
Oh, Lord. I don't even remember what episode it was. That was shortly after we... Here's the thing. Fiend and I started this shortly after we started playing Destiny together. Like, that's the whole part of the reason that we started. I wouldn't say reason, but yeah. Like, it was after Destiny. We didn't really start playing.
Well, it was after Destiny because you were playing Destiny on the 360, playing it on the 1. Yeah. But it was one of these things where I bounced right the fuck off of it. And you were all like, no, dude, you just... I even remember one time just sitting there listening to you spout percentages of drop rate just because it was like, okay, this guy's passionate. I'm going to let him talk. But it was also one of these things where it's like, I don't give a fuck. But keep going. I know I'm your only outlet.
Yeah. I mean, that's really early on. We had an entire argument. An entire podcast was nothing but... now, again, Destiny 1 at the end of that game was what it should have been at the beginning. 100% agree, especially looking back. And I'm a champion of that entire franchise. I'll sit here and tell you that it's a fun-ass game because I like multiplayer PvE-style games. I like co-op shit like that. And that started with Halo 3, when Bungie was still like the shit with Halo. Fiend is currently dying, right? Yep. See? There he goes. Snuff film. Here it is. But that's, I mean, that's what that was. That's his whole thing. We could that we're not going to. Long story short, hey, Shadow of War don't have microtransactions.
Yes. But it costs $10 to make a second save file in Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, well, I mean, Metal Gear isn't a good game.
Metal Gear Survive isn't a good game, that's fine.
I was hoping you would rage a little bit. You did.
No.
I actually really enjoy Moon.
Yeah,
in general.
I
like
never
these-
finished 2 because I can't deal with swimming sections. Can't. My anxiety just won't let me. Like Sonic the Hedgehog games, when you get into the areas with the swimming and it gets that I can't do that. I can't deal with it. I just can't. Let's see here. Let's see. That was Konami trying to cash in with their brain leaving the company. Well, yeah. Well, okay. And then also you have Metal Gear Solid, the stealth espionage pachinko machines. Because those are quiet. They do those, and then they've got their, Ryan will like this. Konami has gyms over in Japan. So, if you want to play Metal Gear Lift Bro, I'm sure that's a game that they've got somewhere in there. Silent Hill,
Pokemon
Run
has
for Your
gyms
Fucking
too.
Life. I can't anymore.
Shut him up. Yes.
I can't anymore. I'm sorry. I can't talk anymore. I'm done. We got to wrap this up, or if you guys got more,
we've actually got to wrap weekend ahead of me. I got a bunch of stuff to do, so I might try and get a little bit of game time here in a little bit, but it's you know what? It's fucking 1 a.m., so I ain't even going to be able to stream any games tonight. So anybody on my channel,
Wait a second.
what do you say? What do you say?
Apparently, Fiend is allergic to Sleek's bullshit.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I fucking love you, dude.
I told you, right? I told you. Is he not awesome?
Oh, you're getting a follow after this, big guy. How much I'm telling you.
Remember that. No. So for real, I'm glad we're back. We will attempt to get something out. Definitely minimum inside of May. We'll probably have some full game reviews before then. Patrick, is there anything you are looking at playing within the next month?
I hope to complete some of the games I have on my backlog. So one of them being Hellblade.
Oh, more Hellblade.
Oh yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
And it has to be in
Wait,
the theater.
what have I learned? What have I learned?
Exactly. The rage.
Fucking you with Hellblade, me with AE.
Yeah.
Swear. Those
Use
games.
what you've learned. What did I learn? When?
When did I grab this item? Oh, I didn't, because I didn't do this one thing that I was supposed to do.
It's not highlighted, so I didn't pick it up.
That being said, I'm glad we actually got together and were able to do a little something, because it's been a minute. We played a bunch of games. We played a bunch of stuff. I would definitely be doing Sid Hooters is upset. I'm sorry, buddy. We've been going for like probably 3-4 hours now. So I'd definitely be doing more Dragon Ball Fighters. I got whatever fighter pass they have, which is 8 characters.
Thanks for the follow, Kidslayer. I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm really glad that people are. The dude is hilarious whenever he streams. That being said, with the fighter pass with Dragon Ball Fighters, I mean, if you don't get it, it's $5 a character. They're going to do a minimum 8 characters. Vegito is coming, according to the release of some people who've data mined, including Zamasu, base Goku, and Vegeta, which I think is stupid, but that's a Japanese thing. Apparently, they're big in Japan, so that's why they're doing them. And probably a few others, but I'm really stoked about Vegito. Will be interesting to see how they incorporate both characters' moves. I think it'll be Vegito Blue. Yes.
Spoiler.
I mean, hey, it's out there on the YouTubes, so whatever's. But at minimum, if you buy the characters individually, $40. If you buy the fighter pass, you're looking at saving $10. I think it's worth it.
I think I'm gonna wait till they're all out before I buy it, and probably.
I mean, you may as well.
Sale.
I'm gonna have them. I will do practice and demos. So, I would say let 2 or 3 more characters come out and then make your decision, because I think if all of them come out, you probably won't be able to get the fighter pass and get all of them in a pack.
Ooh, side note. So I just bought recently Mortal Kombat XL.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you know, the one that comes with all of the characters in it. And now that they've actually finally released Injustice 2 with all the characters in it, I'm gonna be hanging out and waiting for that motherfucker to go on sale for $10 as well. Yeah.
Well,
Jazz hands.
listen, tell me when you get all of them and we'll set something up, because I have both of those.
Well, let's do some Mortal Kombat night. Not tonight. I can't. I'm dead. I cannot.
I can't do it tonight, but definitely at some point, like next week or something, let's do it.
So next week, keep an eye on the Fiend. Steadiest Rhyme is going to be on with me. Going to be going back into Cuphead because she's been listening to me for the last 2 months going, I really need to go back to this game. So we're going to start doing that 2-player, which means at some points, one of us is going to be carrying the other one through it. I'm not trying to imply who's going to be doing what.
She's going to carry you.
She? Is that what you said? Because it sounded like you said he.
No, I said she.
At some point, we have carried each other through the game, so it will boil down to that.
I will watch the shit out of that. I can't wait.
It's all right.
That's going to be rage, and I can't wait to see both of you.
See, the funny thing is when I play a game that is hard, create rage, it's easier for me to be like, okay, I died. Cool,
That's
let's go back in.
Expected.
Yeah, well, that's like Trials HD or Fusion or you know, the motorcycle game that I like to play. It's like I know at a certain point there's a tipping point where it goes from being a fun little puzzly racer game to fucking pull your teeth out with the fucking rusty claw hammer type of fucking hard. And once I get to that point, I'm able to acknowledge it and be like, that's fantastic. But, you know, when somebody shoots fire at you from 15 feet away and somehow it's still able to creep up into your anal cavities, that's a different fucking scenario altogether. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah.
It's magical,
So,
even.
At minimum, thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subs. We enjoy it. We're going to definitely drop YouTube's. This will be up there soon. We have an entire playlist dedicated to all of our episodes. We will be approaching episode 30 here soon. That'll be a big one for us. So stick around for that. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Yes. Love you guys. Always. It's not the whiskey talking. It's the monster talking. Just saying.